Good afternoon, hello, my name is Daniel and in 2 seconds I'm going to be going full gas in a Zwift race. This is the Zwift Racing League, it is round 1, it's on London Loop Reverse and I'm doing this with my buddies tonight, my South Normanton Cycling Club friends. I've got a last minute call up to the team because somebody dropped out, didn't even make the first team selection, and tonight I'm going to give it my all. So classic Zwift racing, full gas from the gun, get a good position, make sure you're in the bunch and then settle in as easy as you can whilst maintaining position. Easy, right? Now this course has for me, between 6.5 to 7 minute climb. It is Fox Hill and we go up it twice. It isn't until a few minutes in that we go up it for the first time, but that's my main objective tonight, is to have a real good effort up that hill. Most importantly on the first lap, to try and stay in, not even the lead group, just a group. I am not coming in with any sort of chance of winning this race tonight, but if I can stay in a bunch and score some points for the guys, then that'll be good. It's a scratch race tonight, so that means that your position is how many points you get. There's no bonuses, there's no primes, no sprint points, anything like that, so every position counts. Now we're just rolling around onto Fox Hill now, and all I've got in my head is a 7-minute interval, so I know roughly what I can hold for that period of time, and I think it's somewhere between 380 and 390 watts, so I've got that in mind, and my position in here is good. I'm thinking, yes, here we go, I can't wait to tell the lads that I hung on all the way around, perfect. But then as it gets steeper and steeper, I'm having to put out more and more power, and this is not sustainable. I'm already like 30 or 40 watts above what I know I can hold for this distance, but I'm not even looking at the numbers anymore. It is similar to racing for me on the road, in that I'm not really using the numbers to pace, I'm just trying to hold the wheel in front, and that's all I'm doing now, is I'm trying to control that slide back through the bunch, and I know that when that last person comes past, I've got to put a surge on and just hang on to the back. That's my only chance of getting over the top of this climb in the bunch. I'm not that mad obsessed with trying to hang on to the front group, but I just know that on the remainder of the lap, when it is flat, it's going to be lots faster and easier in a big group than it would be on my own. Now I'm kicking on here because I'm thinking I'm not just letting them go so easily. I'm going to put a surge in, especially now the gradient's leveled off a bit, and see if I can recover and sit on the back of this group. So I did that, and then of course bang, straight up to 6%, perfect. No way I can recover at that, but I'm feeling okay. My maximum heart rate is about 172, 173, so I've got a little bit of gas left in the tank, but oh, there's the start of the climb. That demoralised me. I thought it would hit it straight from the bottom, so I was like, damn, it's 7 minutes from now, roughly. But I'm on the back of the bunch here. I'm not tightly in that front group, but I'm sort of connected, half connected, and I was thinking, well, at this speed, I don't think drafting is so much of a big thing, but I'm pushing big power for me here. This is like, I can't do this for this period of time, but as I said, I'm just trying to hold the wheel, and I'm looking at how the group's breaking up. Are there going to be 2 or 3 groups going up this climb? I'm looking at the little dots in the top right hand corner. There's a few riders behind me, so I'm not concerned that I'm going to be off the back on my own. There might be some other riders, but I'm just giving this absolutely everything. As we get close to the top, I do ease off, and this is the group that I end up with going over the top, because I couldn't hold that intensity all the way around. And I'm just trying to do the least amount of power here in this whole group, knowing that we've got another climb to come. We've come on this little escalator outside of the underground, and you've still got to kick on here, but I'm not going full gas, I'm not going all in at all, because all I've got to do is sit in this group. I've just got to do the least amount of work in this group and not put myself in a hole, because if my race is this group, I want to be first in this group to get maximum points for me and my team, of course. Now, I'm bearing in mind that the climb is coming up in a couple of kilometres, and I don't want to go too deep too soon before that. So I employ some quite dirty tactics, to be honest. So we use this quite a lot on the road. Let's work. So I'm saying let's work to the group I'm with. I've got no intentions of working, but I'm just giving them an indication that, yeah, come on, let's work. I'm keen, come on, in the hope that somebody takes it up. And one guy actually does. You think he says something back in a minute, and I don't understand what he said. It's obviously a different language. Check, does that mean okay? Because then he starts pulling like 4.5, 5 watts per kilo, and I actually nearly get dropped here because of it, because I wasn't expecting somebody to react so fast and surge so much. So I had to like kick on here and get back on the group, but that really helps manage the gap between us and the bunch. They're only 30 seconds ahead, but it's a big gap to try and close. But I just had in my mind here that I'm gonna go all in on this climb. Now, 2 of those riders that I was with dropped me, and 2 dropped behind, and I'd ended up halfway between the 2 groups. You can see the last little graph on the bottom there. I've been holding like tempo and maybe a little bit of sweet spot on the flat just to try and manage the gap. So now we're onto the climb. I'm not feeling as fresh as I'd hoped I would, because my heart rate's quite high because of that effort, but I'm okay here. this is the sort of interval that is good for me. More than 5 minutes long, I can do this. Starting the actual climb again after a couple of minutes of effort on the on the bottom bit of the climb that isn't the climb. I can see some riders. This is motivating. I'm bringing all these riders back perfect. Why aren't they coming back to me? They come back so slow, don't they? But the rider next on the road ahead of me is actually one of my teammates, Rob. So I'm thinking, come on, Rob, keep working. He's a good rider, and I just want him to sort of come with me. I can see he's using the feather. I know it gets a little bit steeper, a little bit further up, so I'm saving my feather for when it goes up to like 12%. Minor differences, and I don't think it really makes a difference at this level, but like morale wise it does, doesn't it? You could ease off the power for the same speed, or you're going to make a little bit more ground up on for the same power. So then I use it when it goes up to 12%, and you can see there that my watts per kilo go up to the high 4s and low 5s, and even though I'm pushing the same power, I'm thinking, right, I can use this to really close down this next group. As I go over the top, I've held a good effort all the way. My powers are almost exactly the same on the climbs. The first one I did 390, the second one I did 385, and that was a hard effort, but it wasn't like I was absolutely on the ropes. I was probably like 99% on the ropes. Just going over the top of the climb, I've just gone past that gentleman there, and I thought, well, I don't want to take him over the top with me if I can help it, so I just surge on over the top. If that's going to be the best position I can get, I'd rather not have to sprint in for it. I'd rather drop him at the top of the climb and then not have to sprint at all and just hold a decent tempo, but I thought I'd just see what happens, and that's exactly what happens. I end up sat between the gentleman that was nearly with me over the top of the climb and then a couple of guys that were just up the road, and I just sort of wanted to hold a tempo. I needed to keep pushing on up these short climbs out on these, I think it's called the escalator out of the underground, just to make sure that I'm not losing loads of time up there. But other than that, I was just holding a tempo, looking at what watts per kilo people are doing, but also looking at the the time gaps as well. So you see above me, I'm 20 seconds behind, but the rider behind me is only 7 seconds behind. That's not a very big gap. I have got an anvil power up, which stops somebody drafting. So I was thinking, if he gets really close, I'm going to use the anvil and then press on a bit, and hopefully that would separate the gap again. But the gap does stretch out a little bit more. However, the two riders behind, there's our two together, and they are going to start working together. I'm watching what they're doing. I can see that they're not pulling super hard. Like now, I'm not too concerned. I'm just trying to match their watts per kilo, to be honest. I don't need to put any more gap into them. 15 seconds is more than adequate. But like now, I'm going up a short rise. Those two together, they might be trying to attack each other, so they're going to hit it hard up this hill. So I need to like carry a decent speed up here, so they don't just take like 5 seconds out of me in one fell swoop. They just took another second out of me, down to 14 seconds. They're doing over 3 watts per kilo. Like it isn't looking good. I've only got 600 meters to go, but anything can happen. And if somebody pulls out a big sprint and starts doing 60k an hour, all of a sudden, that could be the end of my 59th place finish. Now I can see there's not many riders behind me, but there's enough to have made it worthwhile for me turning up. And now I can say, oh no, they're sprinting, they're attacking each other. I'm going to lose loads of time here, so I press on to threshold. I'm like, I don't want to like lose these positions, because I'd probably lose 2 positions. I've worked so hard up to yet. I just want to keep pushing on a little bit more. And as soon as I get within 200 meters to go, I know that I've held that position, and that's been a good workout. So nearly 50 minutes of training, and real good fun to do this. Me and my teammates were talking about it in the group chat afterwards and saying well done and stuff, and we were 11th out of 12 teams on the night, but do you know what, we turned up and got it done. So I think I normalised 340 watts for the whole thing, and yeah, motivating to get lighter, motivating to get stronger, and motivated to do some more racing. So cheers.